time. It's a strange relationship. In the 1980s, the dollar was trading in the 10 to 20 range. Some of you may remember this. In the 1990s, it reached 30. $1 was equal to 30 Indian rupees. At the turn of the century, it was 44, and today, 80.14. The Indian rupee has breached 80 against the US dollar. It's a record low.
Record low for the fourth straight session today. Rupee touched new lows every day this week and it closed at 79.84 per dollar. The global economic stress began from the war in Ukraine, and ever since the war started, rupee has hit new lows over 25 times.
Conditions of the most indebted states in India may deteriorate even further.
Well, the situation of almost all of our states is not very great. 5 among 10 states that the RBI has listed where the fiscal condition is not very satisfactory.
So are these states mini Sri Lankas in the making is the question that we are asking.
The report lists out Bihar, Kerala, Punjab, Rajasthan and West Bengal as the 5 most stressed states, and it also points to the dangers of the paths that the states are treading in terms of falling share of the state's own revenue.
Hello everyone. Do you know, India has set eyes on reaching a $5 trillion economy mark by the end of 2025. India may become a USD 5 trillion economy by 2028-29, only if the GDP grows at 9% per annum consistently for the next 5 years, said by former RBI Governor. The challenges which India is facing, or might face, are increasing investment, improving productivity and education and health outcomes, creating jobs, raising agriculture productivity, maintaining macroeconomic stability, managing global megatrends, and improving governance. I have explained about India's growth in one of my previous videos, of how India can become a superpower, but today let's understand, what are the serious challenges which India is facing. This is your friend, with OTT. If you like to help to decide which topics I cover, let me know the topics in the comments section. Make sure you vote this up, so that YouTube knows you're enjoying what you're watching, and if you're new to this channel, do hit the subscribe button, and also hit the bell icon for all notifications. The major challenge which India is facing right now is its rupee depreciation. The experts are expecting the Indian rupee to hit 90 against the mighty dollar by 2030. In 2013, a dollar was equal to 68 rupees, but on August 29, the Indian rupee officially hit an all-time low of 80 rupees per dollar. The rupee has depreciated 8% against the dollar since the start of 2022. But first, let's try to understand why does the rupee value fluctuates against the dollar. Well, it's simply based on the law of demand and supply. If dollar's supply is increased and rupees lowered, then the price falls, and, if the dollar's supply is lowered, then the price increases. In the last few months, we have seen a meteoric rise in crude oil prices all over the world due to arising geopolitical tensions. As during the Russia-Ukraine situation, the crude oil prices touched a 14-year high, and it affected almost every country in the world. And if we look at India, it imports 80% of its oil requirements. And oil bills are paid in dollars, that is, the dollars will go out of India. As a result, the more demand of dollar will lead to increase in dollar prices and decrease in rupee prices. As nearing recession, the world economy is expected to approach a recession or a long haul. Hence, creating a euphoria among investors who are rushing to acquire safer assets like the US bonds and the mighty US dollar. Also, due to war situation, foreign investors went into selling spree. Foreign investors sold around 1.5 lakh crore rupees worth of Indian shares until June 2022, and of course, they took home the equivalent amount in dollars. Another event where dollars went out of India, and rupee supply increased in India, leading to fall in prices. Well, you might be thinking, if country's currency falls, how does it impact the growth? Or how does it affect the common individual? Since India mostly depends on imports, including crude oil, metals, electronic and many more items, the country makes payments in US dollars. But now, it has to pay more dollar for the same quantity of items as the rupee has fallen, resulting in increased cost for products. The more the increased prices of commodity, the more it will affect on business and growth. The falling rupee's biggest impact is on inflation, given India imports over 80% of its crude oil, which is the country's biggest import. High oil prices and a weaker rupee will only add to inflationary pressures in the economy. But rupee depreciation also have its own advantages, as it benefits for exporters. As a weakening domestic currency boosts exports, as shipments get more competitive and foreign buyers gain more purchasing power. If we talk about challenges for India's growth, then there is one very serious issue which India has generated in its home. A study published on the fiscal health of Indian states by the central bank's deputy governor has revealed that 5 Indian states are highly stressed due to their extremely high debt levels and could face a crisis soon if their spending was not curbed. Reserve Bank of India says that states' debt burden has increased so much that if not managed could replicate the scenario in Sri Lanka. These Indian states are Kerala, Bihar, Punjab, Rajasthan and West Bengal, where the debt is no longer sustainable. Their debt to GSDP, gross state domestic product, in 2021-22 exceeded safe levels. Apart from these, another 5 states are fiscally vulnerable as well, primarily due to their high debt levels. These are Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Of all the 10 states, Punjab seems to be in the tightest spot, primarily due to decades of handing out freebies by multiple governments at the state level. If you see, the debt as percent of GSDP has reached 53% for Punjab, 39% for Rajasthan, followed by Bihar, Kerala, and Uttar Pradesh. Therefore, a huge chunk of the state's revenues is going towards paying interest on these loans. For states like Uttar Pradesh, interest payments have grown faster than revenue over the past 5 years, which could result in a debt trap. Interest payments as percentage of revenue have reached more than 21.35% for Punjab, 21% for Tamil Nadu, followed by Haryana, West Bengal, Kerala. Like West Bengal and Kerala, Rajasthan's total debt is much more than its revenue receipts. But why are these Indian states getting crushed under debt trap, despite India showing great growth numbers? Well, the first reason is the decline in their revenues due to the pandemic. As spending decreased during lockdowns, so did tax collection. The overall tax revenue of Indian states decreased by 13% in 2020-21, due to which they had to increase their borrowings. On the other hand, the provision of free electricity, free water, free public transportation, waiver of pending utility bills and farm loan waivers, are often regarded as freebies, which potentially undermine credit culture, distort prices through cross-subsidization, eroding incentives for private investment, and disincentivize work at the current wage rate, leading to a drop in labor force participation. For example, Indian states spent over 1 lakh crore rupees on freebies last year, with states like Gujarat and Punjab spending around 15% of their total revenue on them. In Punjab, the state government is offering free electricity up to 300 units to every household, and is even waiving off electricity bills, which is said to cost the government 5,000 crore rupees. On top of that, if the state government does what they promised, which is to give 1,000 rupees per month, per woman, who's above the age of 18, it is said to cost the state 15,000 crore rupees. Then we have the Andhra Pradesh government, which is offering 15,000 rupees as financial aid to every poor mother who sends her children to school, and this cost the government more than 6,500 crore rupees. According to RBI, the Andhra Pradesh government is set to spend 27,541 crore rupees on welfare resume. In Uttar Pradesh, the Home Minister himself had been promising free gas cylinders if people voted for their party. Then in Madhya Pradesh, the electricity subsidy to farmers and domestic users alone is said to cost the state 21,000 crore rupees. Just like this, there are a list of schemes listed by the RBI for Kerala, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Haryana, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh. By the way, the fun fact is that this entire list of states covers all the regional and states parties in power or not. Well, some freebies may benefit the poor, if properly targeted with minimal leakages, but their advantages must be evaluated against the large fiscal costs and inefficiencies they cause by distorting prices and misallocating resources. It's necessary to distinguish freebies from subsidies, which bring economic benefits, like employment, health and education schemes. State governments need to manage their debt and expenditure judiciously, starting with reforming the power distribution sector and reducing freebies. Do you think such freebies ultimately do public good or harm? According to you, what are the other reasons behind the rupee's devaluation? Also, have you yet felt the heat of the dollar getting expensive? Let me know in comments.